You're also very honest when things don't go your way.
Yeah.
When then things go wrong. You had a kickboxing fight. Was it in Glory?
Yeah. No, that was the one with in Brazil.
In Brazil.
With what's his name? Alex. Yeah.
Alex
that
Pereira,
one, yeah,
right?
Pereira, yeah.
Yeah. Where you lost and you were talking about what it was like to get knocked out.
Yeah. For me, that's everyone's worst fear. So that for me was 2 firsts for the first time. My first back-to-back loss, because that was just after the Glory fight. And my first knockout
But the
loss.
Glory fight, although you lost, a lot of people thought you should have won the decision.
I won the fight. You know, if you look at him, well, I don't even base it on that, but like we both knew, like I hit you more than you hit me, you know?
Yeah.
And people were like, well, he had the pressure, he walked you down. And the commentary, being honest, was bullshit because, I mean, respect to a guy like Valtellini, but he can't fight like me. He can't understand my style. His fight, you look at his career, he had to take time off because of, you know, trauma, because that's how he fights. So he appreciates that kind of style. But what's his name? Wellness walked me down, but he really couldn't do shit. Leg kicks are supposed to slow you down. I didn't slow down. I was still dancing around him in the 5th round. I was slipping and stuff. I was fresh, you know. But yeah, that fight, I felt like I won that fight, but it's all right. So, you know, it wasn't meant to be. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. I wasn't supposed to get that belt, and I'm okay with it, you know?
Well, the fight was the fight.
Exactly.
It really was just the judges that people have a dispute with. The actual fight was a successful fight for you in that you did land more shots than he did. But then losing the next fight.
By KO.
But you talked about it online. Like you were real open about it on Instagram. And
because that's the fear. Like every fighter, like if it was just me and a guy fighting and I lost, it's like, oh, whatever. But when you put it in front of, you know, millions of people, that's the fear. It's like, oh shit, I don't want to look like shit in front of all these people.
What did you get hit with?
I was southpaw, was a left hook from him. And before that, first round, I teed him up. Second round, I rocked him. But then from that wellness fight, I let some bullshit get to me. Just online, you know, like people in your life, it's not even online, people in your life saying, oh man, you know, you should have won that fight, blah, blah, blah. Guess you shouldn't leave it in the judge's hands. You know, they'll say some shit like that, and it just seeps into you. So when I heard him in that second round, I just went berserk. What people expect me to do, or what people in the UFC do, just like I started throwing bombs and just like I was only throwing right hands. I just like only right hands at him, and I watched that fight back. Now, I haven't watched it in a long time, but when I watched it back, I was like, why are you doing this? Because that's not me. That's not me staying true to myself. What I would have done if I was, you know, being true to myself is just, all right, cool. Where's the shot? Boom. Boom, just pick him apart.
Mix it up, do what you always do.
He was hurt. He was out on his feet already. So it's a good story for him, you know, like he knocked me out at the 3rd round after he got rocked in the 2nd round. But I mean, yeah, it was good for him. But hey, if we fight again, because even after my UFC debut, he put like a contract up, like he's coming to the UFC as well. I'm like, all right, make your way up. I'll fuck him up, 100%.
He's a very good kickboxer too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no shame in losing to that guy.
He's beat me twice, and the first time as well was another weird. You know, he's walking forward and, you know, not landing shots, but I'm moving back and hitting him the whole time. And the judges gave it to him. So I was, all right, credit to you. You got the fight, but I'll fight you again. So if he makes his way to the UFC, he can get it anytime.
Is he trying to fight MMA now, or is he?
MMA is where it's at. You know, the UFC, they see the way. Best run company I've ever like come across. I fought all around the world, fought for Glory, fought in China. No one runs the show like the UFC. Like everything has a place and a time, and it's just so clean, and you get your money quick. That's one thing I like about the UFC as well. Fuck,
it's a well-oiled machine.
Definitely.
You know? I mean, they've been running it that way since 2002, and now the new organization is basically most of the old organization.
Yeah,
yeah. It's nice to work for him, man. I still enjoy it after all these years.